We're going to start today's video with some words from Sandy Munro, describing Elon Musk as, quote, the man of the century.
I will tell you one thing. Elon Musk is the greatest person on the planet right now. Nobody else out there, nobody has made a rocket ship that'll go to Mars. Nobody out there has made electrification a reality. You look at that magnificent piece back there, even if you don't like the look of the Cybertruck, look inside. Who the hell, who else is going to be able to push 48 volts, which we should have done in the 1960s? Who else is going to give you an Ethernet a ring that eliminates a giant amount of CAN bus? Who else is going to give you rear wheel steering? Who else is going to give you steer by wire? Nobody. Why? Because they don't have the brains, they don't have the guts, and they will never take a risk. Never.
So, at the halfway mark in this rant, I think Sandy Munro has said a number of things that are completely accurate. No one else has the brains, the balls, the willingness, the ability to get stuff done. No one else. This is very important, and will tie nicely into the next part of today's video. Again, Sandy Munro ain't mincing his words. No one else. Never. This is important. And he is right.
The Boring Company, the satellite dishes, all these things come from one guy. And what do these guys want to do? Make it bleed. Make it bleed. Everything they possibly can. They're going to throw them under the bus. But here's the deal. In 100 years, no one will remember any of these jerks. And I'm telling you right now, you should stop believing in them. Today would be a good day. Because at the end of the day, Elon Musk is the man of this century for sure. Okay, now I got to go and take a rest.
Kind of sounds like Sandy Munro was saying, don't trust the fake news because the fake news is, wait for it, fake news. Can confirm. And now my good friends at the Adventures of Starman have a message.
Imagine a world where Starman is the defender of peace.
His name is Starman, but don't worry, he's not human.
Really? Not human? I'm still more man than machine.
Just when the world needed a hero,
you convince people that this is a fight that can be won.
We found Starman. Blast off into an alternate reality where adventure reigns supreme and witness the legend of Starman unfold. Embrace the unknown. The Adventures of Starman. Available now.
If you're interested, check out the link in the pinned comment or head to smr.shadowsovermars.com. And now we segue into an extremely relevant note from Morgan Stanley regarding the Tesla shareholder vote, having just been reminded in no uncertain terms that no other human on Earth could or would have done what Musk has done, and in this context specifically for Tesla. No one else. The title, June 13th shareholder vote. Can Tesla plus AI coexist? We see Tesla's June 13th shareholder vote as having significance to the long-term strategic direction of the company. While impossible to predict the outcome, we expect the event could drive material volatility in the stock. We recommend Tesla watchers keep June 13th highlighted on the calendar. We wanted to share some of our thoughts as we approach the event. An issue of control. Tesla is the only firm within Elon Musk's related companies, the Muskonomy, where he does not have a control or a blocking minority vote. They're right. This is one of the unfortunate consequences of becoming a public company and needing to raise fuck tons of capital along the way. You tend to lose control. While each of Elon Musk's companies are in some way or another AI adjacent, he has expressed his concern and discomfort with moving Tesla further into the field of AI without having around 25% voting in the event that this, quote, powerful technology goes awry. A vote of strategic support? While an approval of the Tesla CEO's 2018 pay package would not, by itself, give Elon Musk a 25% voting block, we view the outcome as significant. Volatility. From our investor discussions, we find that while some are aware of the June 13th shareholder meeting and voting date, there is a surprisingly little amount of attention being paid to its significance to the performance of the stock. Now, I think Morgan Stanley might be onto something here. Depending on the outcome of this vote, there is likely to be somewhat of a reaction among investors. Let's just leave it at that. Tesla, an AI company or auto company? Well, we know the answer here. In our opinion, Tesla's AI potential will remain capped unless and until the voting control issue is resolved. This is extremely problematic for Tesla investors for a number of reasons, including the inability to quantify the impact. But we want to be clear to our readers that as long as the issue of blocking minority remains in limbo, we expect Tesla's share price to be dominated by the more sobering developments within the global EV industry. Despite, by the way, the insane progress we're seeing with FSD. The capital game. The recent inflection in generative AI has contributed to a punctuated equilibrium in capital formation, corporate strategies, and investment decisions. It is becoming evident that the winners in the AI space may be the ones who can direct the greatest amount of capital at building computational infrastructure, probes, inference, data centers, energy, resources, etc. to train the neural nets. And I just want to jump in here. Remember, by the way, Musk himself disclosed that Tesla themselves are dropping $10 billion over the next roughly 12 months, specifically on AI. A lot of people, I don't know what they're thinking, maybe they're not thinking, seem to be a little bit confused. Tesla's still moving full speed ahead with full self-driving and autonomy. Musk has raised these concerns about voting control because ultimately, eventually, it seems likely that Tesla Vision, what they've built with FSD and now transplanted into their humanoid robot, Optimus, will eventually become artificial general intelligence. That, however, is an entirely separate matter to what Tesla's developing with FSD itself. I think some people have an irrational fear that Musk has gone like, oh, well, didn't get voting control, therefore let's cancel the FSD project. That's not going to happen. Musk is looking out into the distant future and has reasonable concerns about where AI goes. What's happening on June 13th? And just remember what we heard from Stanley Munro earlier in this video. No one else could have done it. No one else has the brains, the balls, the ability. You get it, right? So, what's happening on June 13th? Shareholders will vote on two main topics, among others. One, moving Tesla's headquarters to Texas after the absolute insanity from the extremely corrupt activist pretending to be a judge in Delaware, trying to fuck Tesla shareholders, and spit in the face of everyone who in 2018 voted in favor of Musk's compensation plan. Kathleen McSeebohm, what a wretched human. Tesla's like, you know what, this ain't cool. We're going to move somewhere that's a little bit more friendly, a little bit less communist, thanks. This is very important. And two, a roughly $50 billion executive pay package for Elon Musk, which was voided by that extremely corrupt activist pretending to be a judge that I mentioned previously. And in case anyone with SBS happens to be watching, this is not $50 billion in cash. They're stock options, something that a lot of people don't quite understand. Details on payment package. In 2018, Musk, who, as we heard earlier, is the only fucking guy on the planet who would have been able to do what he did and execute like he did and grow Tesla into what Tesla has become, Musk was granted stock options awards for 304 million Tesla shares at a $23.34 per share strike price. That is obviously split adjusted. If a series of tranches related to revenue, earnings, and market value were met, 73% of voters approved Musk's payment package in 2018. Basically 3/4. By 2022, Tesla had met each tranche, which, by the way, everyone at the time thought were impossible to meet. No way that's going to happen. This is absurd. Never been done before. It's absolutely crazy. Ha ha ha. Next minute, Elon does the actually impossible in record time, I might add. And Musk has not exercised any of the options. So, just to recap, in 2018, Tesla dangles a carrot in front of Musk. Do these impossible things, outrageous things that everyone thinks are never going to happen, and you'll be well compensated with Tesla stock options. But only if you can pull them off. Musk pulled them off. He earned these. Did the impossible, like no other human on Earth would have been able to do. And as of February 2024, Musk owns 20.5% of Tesla when including the options from the 2018 award. Excluding the options, Musk owns about 13% of Tesla outright. Payment package vote requirements. Of the votes cast in person or by proxy, a majority of the total votes of common shares not owned by Elon Musk or Kimball Musk are needed for this to be ratified, reapproved. What happens if the payment package... By the way, I've got to jump in here. You guys have voted, right? If you haven't voted, go do it now. If you're unsure about how to vote, call your brokerage. If they say you can't vote, ask for your control numbers, get online, figure it out. This is super important. So what happens if the payment package is rejected? Well, number one, it's a huge win for communists the world over. And butthurt babies who lost money gambling on Tesla stock options, and angry fund managers with butthurt clients, because Tesla stock doesn't always go up every single second, every single day, every single week, every single month. Did I miss anything? I think that's about it. Oh, and according to Morgan Stanley, if rejected, the options will likely become unwound, making it increasingly difficult for Musk to achieve 25% ownership. The Delaware robbery aka ruling, from January 2024. In 2018, Musk was awarded a 10-year performance-based option plan that was valued at $55 billion at the time of the decision, as in of the extremely corrupt activist pretending to be a judge. By the way, I just want to underscore the fact that this was a 10-year performance plan, the final milestones of which were achieved in roughly half that time frame. Not only impossible results achieved that no one else could have achieved, but done so in a fraction of the impossibly short time frame that was allocated to pull it off. I mean, just outrageous performance. The extremely corrupt activist, posing as a judge, found that the size of Musk's compensation package was excessive and therefore unfair to shareholders, despite the fact that the fucking shareholders themselves approved the plan. And the only way... oh, this is so absurd, bro. The only way Musk is compensated is by bringing massive value to shareholders. The metrics included massive revenue growth, massive earnings growth, and massive market capitalization growth. In other words, the only possible way for Musk to receive this compensation was for Tesla shareholders to make utter fuck tons on their investment. The final tranche, which was achieved, required Tesla stock, in terms of its market cap, to literally 10x in value, 10 times return. And that was achieved in about 5 years. How on earth is something that results in Tesla shareholders seeing their investment increase 10 times in about 5 years? How on earth is compensating somebody for doing that unfair on the shareholders who've just made 10 times on their investment? The answer, of course, is it's not unfair at all. This is performance-based, purely performance-based compensation. There should be more of it. The ruling said that 5 of the 6 directors who voted on the pay plan were beholden to Musk or had compromising conflicts, and that the proxy statement delivered to investors had inaccurately described key directors as independent. Total horse shit. I mean, I still can't believe that this happened. And I know hope is not a strategy, but holy fuck do I hope that Tesla shareholders ultimately, once again, vote in favour of this compensation, which was rightly earned by Elon Musk, leading Tesla, doing the impossible in an impossibly short time frame and bringing absolutely incredible value to Tesla shareholders. I'd also just like to say one final thing. Every single person who votes no in terms of ratifying Musk's justly earned compensation, I personally believe, should be relieved of their Tesla shares at the price those shares were available the day that this performance plan was first voted in favour of, back in 2018. Let's just call it $20 a share. They should be forced to sell all their current Tesla holdings at $20 a share. Furthermore, if they happen to have sold any shares between 2018, when this performance award was approved, and today, they should have to repay the difference between $20 a share and whatever they actually sold them for. It seems entirely reasonable to me. I mean, it's not reasonable, it's fucking absurd. But based on the reasoning of wanting to rob somebody of their fairly earned compensation, after delivering incredible value, stock doing a 10x, massive revenue growth, massive earnings growth, it's just logically consistent that all the people voting no should have their shares taken from them at about $20 a share, roughly what Tesla was worth before the compensation plan, and have to give back any of the additional profits. Right? Seems reasonable if we're being logically consistent, but the truth is nobody voting no is logical at all. It's just emotional. Every one of the no votes is somebody who's clearly suffering from sandy vagina syndrome. I'm not sure when proxy voting closes. It's pretty soon, so make sure if you haven't already voted, you go do that now. Search your emails for proxy. If you can't figure it out, call your brokerage. If you can't figure that out, or they say no, jump on X, search for proxy vote instructions, put your brokerage in there, you'll find it. If you own Tesla stock, it's obvious that this is in your best interest. Every vote counts. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients. Plus, it has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. And I haven't missed a daily video in more than 3 years. Must be a coincidence, right? Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. But don't take my word for it. This is what viewers of the channel had to say after trying AG1. I feel like I have a lot more energy since I started on AG1. By the way, viewer, that makes 2 of us. On to the next. Just got my AG1 in the mail. Legit feeling the effects after day 3. This viewer's been taking AG1 for 8 months and says, what an investment. Another. 3 months ago, I started AG1 and have been enjoying the evenness of alertness and energy that lasts the day. I just started the wife on it too. Are you convinced yet? I mean, hey, it's worth trying, right? Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, or I can keep going. Plenty more to come. This viewer, after about a month on AG1, definitely a lack of fatigue in the afternoon. Pleasant side effect is that my coffee intake has imploded and is almost down to 0. One more? Yeah, why not? I honestly feel younger and will be continuing to use AG1. This stuff really is crazy good. I didn't think it would be, but this stuff is awesome. It really is what everyone is saying. One more? Don't mind if I do. I've just received my 3rd month supply. I've drank it every day. I have so much energy throughout most of the day. I'm productive, started a new business, started socializing, refurbished a boat. It's no coincidence. Thank you for your persistence, your integrity, and your insights. Now look, these are not my words. These are not my testimonials. This is what you guys and girls are saying. Maybe it's 100% placebo effect. But even if that's the case, I think it's money well spent. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. If you're still skeptical, hey, I don't blame you. Everyone on the planet seems to be promoting AG1 now, but guess what? They weren't nearly 3 years ago when I had this to say privately to my Patreon audience before there was a relationship, when I was asked about what I was doing for my health, energy, and so on. Just sharing my genuine, honest thoughts about a product I'd recently discovered that was at the time called Athletic Greens, now AG1. If I could only recommend one supplement to take, Athletic Greens, and I'm not getting paid to say this, Athletic Greens is a fucking game changer. I cannot believe how effective this is. No longer having a lack of energy in the afternoons. It's fucking amazing. There's only one thing to recommend seriously. Try Athletic Greens. You won't go back. So obviously, just like Elon Musk is a liar, a fraud, a con man, a scammer, a fake engineer, and Tesla's going bankrupt, you shouldn't trust that guy from about 3 years ago who, without any financial incentive, was promoting this product to his audience on Patreon when they were asking about health and what he's doing for supplements. Because obviously, there was some other reason he recommended that, obviously. Not sure what it was, but don't trust that guy. And all the testimonials, like my mental game has improved with AG1. I feel better than ever. I'm so impressed I've bought it for both my parents. I feel more focused and have better digestion. Incredible difference. No more afternoon fatigue. It's relieved gut issues. These are all just obviously fake testimonials from fake people. Right? Wrong. Just try it. Unless you hate yourself. If you hate yourself and you don't even want to risk possibly feeling better, this is not for you. But for everyone else, what's the worst that could happen? Try it for a month. See how you feel. It's a no-brainer. Just click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR. You'll get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 plus 5 travel packs. And you'll take the colossal risk that maybe you might have a similar experience to some of the people whose testimonials we've read in this video.